much for giving us this opportunity to sit down and talk to you here in Washington, D.C. I know you here to meet some other personality of the IMF. I don't know if this has something to do with the sixth program review here in Washington. Could you provide us, Mr. Nicolas Kazadi, an overview of the current situation of your country, the DRC, following a series, we must say here, of satisfactory approvals by the Bretton Woods institution? Additionally, could you discuss the implication of the review of the country economic stability?
Okay, what I can say is that we have made tremendous effort when you compare to the past to maintain a good level of governance according to what we decided to do with the IMF through the program. This program is very important because it will be the very first one that we are about to achieve, to complete.
For the DRC.
Yes, for the history of the country. It means that in the past, we were not able to sustain effort in the long run on our economic policy. Now we are about to close the first one, and we will certainly have a second one. This opened a way to additional funding for the country, a better profile of the country. As you may know, the rating of the country has been improved by two key main agencies, Moody's and Standard & Poor's. And this shows that there is something coming in DRC. And it is very important because, you know, we have the mining sector. We need to attract good investors, but we also have a huge potential in agriculture and industry. And so to realize our potential, we need a profile of country which attracts good investors. And at the same time, we need to improve governance internally, doing business, the business environment. These are all elements which are linked to the program with the IMF. And so far, we have been able to improve our capacity to raise funding from our donors, World Bank and traditional donors. And we have multiplied our resource mobilized through World Bank, for example. And for the very first time, we have enough money to start building big roads, which will change completely the country, the economy of the country. Yes, these are examples of what we have achieved. Yes.
And you're talking about attracting investors, which is really important, and that's what your department does. But at the same time, those investors want to come to invest in the DRC are raising the security reasons of the eastern part of the Congo. And I know your department also put a lot of money in order to, make the country secure so these investors can come. What can you tell those investors?
I will give you a surprising response. Mm-hmm. You should know that what is happening in the East, the real reason of this is not the political one, is economic. The smuggling of our minerals, coltan and gold. It is sold to countries outside, to big companies, multinational companies, and that is the reality. So what we are trying to do also is to show that the country knows where it is going. And we want to attract those people who are currently fueling the war through those minerals that they are buying. They are currently the off-takers of those minerals. And this cannot continue. We want to show them that we are responsible. What they think they can continue to do, they should stop it and deal with Congo. Once we stop this mining critical minerals traffic, we will stop the war. That is clear. That is very clear. And that's what we want to do. So for me, the conflict in the East, yes, it's an economic one, mainly.
But what do you tell these investors?
But we are trying to work with them. We work with them. We talk to them. We try to make deals with them so that we can change completely the game. Yes.
Mr. Minister Kazadi, the DRC public finances have recently increased significantly by over 28.8%. As the key figure of the Ministry of Finance that you are, what factors can you tell us do you believe have contributed to these remarkable growth?
Yes, one of those factors is the mining production, cobalt, copper, and others. The price we have, for these recent years, the price were a bit increasing, and We took advantage of that, but also the reform that we are making inside the country to secure that money that has to come from the mining sector, to avoid leaks of money through the fiscal, our fiscal system and framework. And because of all that, we have been able to improve our revenue collection internally. And in addition to that, we are also making some reforms to change completely the situation in some sectors, like, for example, the game. We were receiving less than 1 million yearly, while some countries which are a lower level than us, they get over 100 million in tax for the game industry. Yes. So now we have put some reforms that are starting now. We are sure that from this year to next year will be over 1 million, 100 million yearly, even more than that. So it means that we are making some change, and we have a lot of reform that we are doing to improve our capacity to secure the money, our tax revenue and income.
Which is going to help tremendously. Yeah. Can you tell us, this was what I was finding really interesting when I was reading what's going on in your department as well. Could you tell us more about the electric vehicle, and we're talking about gaming, but the electric vehicle supply chain agreement between the DRC and Zambia and its potential impact, on the economic of both countries. This is one of the biggest things as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. We cannot remain where we are at the bottom line of the value chain, just producing raw material, and which represents sometimes 10% of the full value, even less than that. It's not possible. We need to get better value, and for that we need to be fully involved in the transformation of those minerals. We can do it alone. We can do it jointly with our neighbors. It doesn't matter, but we want to go together because we will share the prosperity, and that is what we are trying to do. As I think I mentioned, if we start transforming, we can multiply by even 100 the revenue that comes from the same mineral, but internally. And we have copper, we have cobalt, we have nickel, we have a lot of critical, we have lithium, a lot of lithium. So the agenda is to start transforming those minerals locally, and it will change completely the figure.
Exactly. Now, in my daily radio show, sir, my listeners from across the DRC regularly express their frustration. They always call me and say, Roger, even though, as we're talking right now, the public finances are improving, they need to see a direct impact on their daily lives. They don't see that yet. What, in your opinion, Mr. Minister, is the reason for these, if I should say, apparent disparity between economic improvements that we're talking about right now that the DRC is making and the reality experienced by the population who are calling me, say, Roger, yes, that's true. Yeah, the budget doubles. Yes, we're doing great economically, but we don't see it in our kitchen.
Yes, but there are some immediate impact, and some impact will come later, it'll come gradually. As an immediate impact, when we supply free education for all at the primary level, it changed a lot. You have, for the time being, we have over 5 million kids who would have been in the streets. Now they are at school. They are at school. It even raised another issue of the quality of education because we have, yes.
Yeah, but free,
yes,
maternity, I guess.
Free maternity. Right. So, yes, but one thing after another. First, having those kids at school. And second, continuing to build to build classrooms.
Step by step.
Yeah, step by step. We are doing all at the same time, but not with the same speed.
Right.
But it is very good to have those kids at school instead of having them on street. That's what we are doing. And this is, socially, it has a huge impact because there will be less street, yes, less burden to the parent, but also less criminality.
Right.
So all these are things that we are doing. I don't know if the effect is immediate or not, but for the parents, yes, for the parents that were paying $500 per year for one kid or two, now they pay nothing. So they feel it. They feel it. And at that level of poverty, it's big money. They can open a business. They can do something.
This is not throughout the whole country. This is some
All country, all families as children, it's all the country, as children at the primary level, all the families. So the impact, the impact is huge. I can tell you.
Right.
I am an MP from a village. I can tell you the impact is huge because the poverty is. Second, free maternity. It's also important to reduce the how do you call it, mortality. Mortality at
rates, right?
Yes, right. It's very important, and to ensure that the kids can eat well from the belly to the delivery. So if they eat well, if the mother eats well, and the kid, the baby eats well for the first month, you can ensure that he will be good at school.
Right.
If you don't take care of that, he can grow up, but he will not be very efficient at school.
And that maternity also helped the women who, in some places,
to educate them.
Stand in prison, like in hospital prison, if they didn't have anything to.
Yes, for example, it happened here.
Right.
Yes. So these are the kind of things, and we have a lot of people in our country who have not been correctly.
What in what way?
No, yes, because they didn't eat well. Mother didn't eat well, and now you see them like they are not prepared. They have problems. They are not able to go far. Yes, they are not prepared to go far at school, etc. Not to be effective at work.
You can't think right.
Because yes, that's a problem.
You can't. My last question, Mr. Minister, the DRC, and might sound like a cliche, and I'm sure you probably asked yourself this question before you became minister in DRC. The DRC is known worldwide for its rich underground resources.
But for the previous question, I've not finished because we were talking about what is immediate, what is not immediate. But beyond that, we are also doing a lot to prepare the future in investing. Our country was no longer investing. The budget of the state was no longer contributing to investment. Or if it was so, it was bad investment. Now we move from 1% of the budget going to investment to 11% if you take only our domestic resources, and 15% if you add external resources. It means that the effort that we are making to invest to prepare the future has never been done in the recent years in the country, in the recent decades in the country. This is to prepare the future.
As well.
So how can we do better? That is what we are there for. We are there to prepare the future. We are not there to share the money, to lie to people, take this, do this, get this free, and then what will be the future of you? So a responsible politician has to prepare the future, has to explain to people. Now, sometimes they don't understand, but that is our responsibility, and that is what we have done. I think one of the best decisions taken by the President Tshisekedi is first, free education for all, because it prepares the future of the kids. And the other one, it is to put an emphasis on investment. And like the PDL, what we call PDL 145, so investment at the local level, at territory level.
Right.
It is very important, very important. In some
145.
yes, in some territories, people have never seen a building of an hospital or a small hospital or school.
Is that started already, Mr. Minister?
Sorry?
Investing on those territories, did that started already?
No, they started already. It is still continuing.
Right.
We are just looking for additional funding to speed it up, but we continue,
Those weaker thing. And I was saying about the last question was the DRC is known for its rich underground resources, including diamond, copper. It's known worldwide, cobalt and gold and so many. Additionally, the country has a vast forest resources and fertile soil, suitable for great agriculture in the DRC because it's right in the center of Africa, and that which is great. But why? People still wonder why, despite this economic potential that we're discussing right now, does the Congolese population still, Mr. Minister, live in poverty today? What's going on?
I will ask you one question. Why many of the foreigners that are coming in DRC, they are able to start business, to grow their business, and to become rich? Why not Congolese? Why not Congolese?
Apparently, those Congolese are not being given the opportunity to.
No, who will give you the opportunity?
They're giving more the opportunity to those foreigners.
No. The opportunity are there. The land is there, water is there, people are there. We just need to get focused on what we want. If we want facility, we want just easy money, quick money, being at the government level, etc., we are lost. And unfortunately, this has been given as the model to get quick money, being around the government. No, the real money is from business. And people they must do business. Unfortunately, when you compare, that's why people sometimes say, no, why all the business is going to foreigners?
Right. Yeah, they say that all the time.
Yeah,
That's
yes,
what I was saying.
but it's not forbidden for Congolese to do that. They have to go, they have to try, they have to push, and we are there to support them. But supporting a Congolese in business doesn't mean to give him a right facility that he doesn't deserve. So he needs to be good also. But we are obliged to support Congolese who want to do business,
Because the
to
president
grow.
said that he wanted to make Congo
Yes.
a millionaire. He kept
But
saying,
many Congolese,
Right.
they get it wrong.
but
They
he
think
understand what the
they
president said.
think that it means
Right.
they can take easy money from here and there. No, you need to work.
Right.
You need to have a project. You need to have an idea.
Yeah.
If you have it, you can
Present it.
push. Yeah.
Right.
So there is something to
There's
do
something, right.
on what we call entrepreneurship, and we need to create Congolese entrepreneurs who are very good
Right.
in terms of rigor, they're rigorous, and
Rigorous, right.
yes, we need that.
Yeah.
We
And
need,
you
we need to create.
and you see a bright future.
Absolutely. With 100 people, the future is us. The future is for us. It's not for anyone else in the world. It's for Africa. And when you talk about Africa, you talk about Congo. So the future is for us. We have the people, we have the resources, we have the land, we have water. Half of the water, the fresh water of the continent is in Congo. So
Everything is there.
everything is there. It's up to us now to change all this to prosperity.
Good luck on that, I can say. Mr. Nicolas Kazadi, you are Minister of Finance of the DRC. I want to thank you so much for the time you've given us today. Thank you, sir.